Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Blake from Cedar Run Community Church in Herndon, Virginia, here with your midweek motivation. During my devotional time over the past few weeks, I've been in Exodus in the Old Testament, and I've been fascinated with this battle that went on between Pharaoh and Moses. There's all this arguing over whether Moses signed, when he would throw his staff down and it turned into a snake, or whether he turned the river into blood. And then Pharaoh's people, his magicians, they did the same thing. There's this argument over, they could mimic what God could do to a certain extent. They were kind of like the modern day scientists. And that kind of came to focus, this back and forth about whether it was the power of God or not. Now, we can get sidetracked too. We can get caught up in the peak and the curve and whether or not to wear a mask and why aren't we back at work yet. But the whole reason that Moses confronted Pharaoh was so that God's people could go out and worship him. So I think one of the things we need to do is we need to stop worrying so much about models and start thinking more about our Maker. What is he doing through this plague that we are in? Now, in Egypt, the Jewish people were slaves. And to keep them over busy, super busy, Pharaoh even took away some of the key ingredients they needed to do their job. Like, he took away their straw, but still made them make as many bricks as before. It's like cutting your Wi-Fi out, but expecting you to get your reports in, get the TPS cover sheets submitted. But they were so busy that they would never have time to worship. The inbox would never be zeroed. So Moses had to convince Pharaoh, God had to convince Pharaoh through Moses to let his people go, to let them leave. That would be the only way they could ever worship and pray and reflect on God. Now, remember that just yesterday about our own straw. We had our own straw. It was our own modern technology. It was supposed to make us so productive we'd have all this free time, right? But actually the opposite happened. Like, we never worked harder. We can never get away from our phone. That BlackBerry, that iPhone was like a tether. And we became enslaved instead. Well, now we've been let go for a time. Will we go worship our God, or are we going to debate charts and graphs and models? Will we use the quiet, or will we keep hoarding the straw that was supposed to be our free time and instead spend our time scrolling on our bricks? Friends, you have escaped Pharaoh for a time. Now is the time to worship, not to make more useless bricks. We've got time on our hands that we've never had before. You can finally start that devotional time. You can lay the foundation when we get back to work. And you can finally start reading scripture and praying and meditating on God and meditating on the gospel. How does it all work in your life? Now is the time, my friends, while you have the time to start. And if not, with no brick laying or brick making to blame, it could be time to look in the mirror. Now, we love you guys, and if you want any information or help on how you can do that, please visit us at cedarrun.net. God bless you guys, and catch you next time.